Hello there everybody and welcome to my review of CB000G/C Reborns Gundam. This is a Gundam that popped up at the end of Gundam 00. And by right at the end, I mean the last minute of episode 24 and the thing disappeared about 15... Well, disappeared after the first 15 minutes, which, well, considering episode 25 is the final episode of season 2 of Gundam 00 is actually the final episode of the entire 00 Gundam series, minus the movie, which actually I never knew what happened. I never actually known what happened to the Gundam after the events of the show. Most likely the thing was captured. So, about backstory. Yeah, this fella is actually quite spoilerish. So, and here's his pilot, Ribbons Ulmark. And yeah, I cannot read this. The reason I know this is because I got auxiliary knowledge of this list, and with many of the awesome things you can do with the thing if you had a stand. Here are some of the instructions. Oh, he fell over. This thing took me about 3 hours to build. So yeah, quite a lot of parts for a little mech, which in this mode, if I can stand him back up, is about... Wait a second, let me just clean this ruler a bit and actually turn on the side. About 12 centimeters tall. That's actually quite a shorty. See, for a mech that has enough fire, which features 4 giant cannons. As in, these cannons are powerful enough to blow mobile suits apart in one shot. And his cannon's falling off. Yeah, this is a Gunpla. So, expect a lot of tiny parts, especially on the 1/444 scale. So, let's get into close-up details. First off, the head, which doesn't really have much to say. It's just a little... It's basically a sensor head, if anything else. Which is mainly obscured by the 4 giant cans he's got. Quite a bit of detail thanks to stickers and other auxiliary details, which I haven't panel lined or painted this guy yet. Have a look around. I wonder who that is hiding behind there. It can't possibly be that Gundam. So let's move on to posability, which this is the weak. Let's go remove his cannon and shield. Which, let me say this, he doesn't have much in the way of anything. His hands only rotate this mode. He's barely got anything in the arms. Most of it hindered by the shoulder piece here. He does have a bicep swivel, and if you count, and you can count this as a joint if you want to, though I don't really count this as a joint. His 4 cannons have quite a bit of posability to it. Ball joint here and 2 swivel joints allowing them to move up and down. His legs, however, are the weakest. As in, they barely have anything. Restricted ball joint on the hip, legs which cannot move in the back direction, but can move front, which, well, we'll get to later, and his feet are on a semi-ball joint and such. Not really much in the way of anything. His accessories, he comes with a GN shield, which is a shield which he holds in an awkward position, and his rifle, which, well, this guy's a transformer, if anything else. So, yeah, and his head is on a very not good ball joint, not helped by the fact is, well, the transformation. Which, let's get into. Let's cover what this guy truly is. A Gundam true and true. Now, this guy does show his transformation fully in the... which after I finish transforming this guy, I will show. Yep, fold down his cannons, which fold down. Yep, these are separate pieces, not fixed. Now, something very clever with his hands. You pour, well, in the show, his hands actually go inside, and oh, I think I dropped it on the floor. I'll pick that up later. Then you flip out this, rotate it around. Oops. Great, butterfingers. And then you bring up his shoulder, which is actually kind of a unique transformation. And yeah, since because this is a gunpla, he can come to pieces a bit. By the way, I am not gluing these need posability. See, you do the same on the other arm. Sorry, this isn't really the most comfortable place to do it. Yeah, I already had that. Now, rotate this around, flip up the shoulder plate, and here's something clever. It's also, let's cover the legs, which you fold, and in fact, I forgot to talk about this, but his feet are posable, as in they can go up now, but they're actually transformation joints, and this is coming out, which you fold down to make a pair of high-heeled boots. Now you can see that, and basically you get his hands, which you peg in. They're on board. Seriously? Sorry this is not going well. I'm not in the most comfortable positions, and I've had to redo recording many of times. At one time I actually lost a little transparent crest piece up here. Now, the instructions say that you can transform this guy in one go. So, there we have it, folks. Reborn Gundam. And just before I switch over to anime footage to show you what he looked like in the anime, let's give him his rifle, which pegs in on the arm, and his shield, which pegs in over here. Okay, Reborn Gundam. Though, it's best I show you the anime footage. Roll the footage! Okay, and with that you can see that he transforms into a pretty intimidating little Gundam. With the new help of his high-heeled boots, he now goes up to about 15 centimeters tall, which is about a few centimeters less than his own box. So he's not really the biggest giant robot, because he is on the 1/44 scale. Now there's something that needs to be talked about. These. When I said this guy is a bit of a unique Gundam, this is it. Oops! Okay, you're about to see one of my many problems with this mode. Poor balance. You see, I haven't actually worn high-heel boots, and this guy suffers badly from bad balance due to how much stuff is on his back. But as you can see, these two cones, these are things known as GN drives, or more specifically, pseudo-GN drives. These are fake GN drives which were made by the Innovades to basically power the thing. This is actually kind of unique. As of my knowledge, this is the only Tau drive unit which utilizes dual drives. He is actually the second of, as memory serves correctly, of three units that had dual GN drives: 00 Riser, Reborns Gundam, and 00 Quanta. Two of which were developed by Celestial Beings. Now let's go over new details. Now he switched from mostly red to white, and in fact this guy actually incorporates many of the core aspects of what a Gundam is. You got the close combat specialist, as in he is really good at close combat, capable of rivaling 00 Riser. He's got a good ranged weapon in terms of his beam rifle, which is actually a pretty powerful rifle, none to say. Heavy artillery in the terms of he has the capacity of deactivating entire ships by just one shot, as shown in episode 25. And he includes the support, as in this guy has 16 GN Fang units. Which, unfortunately, on this toy, there are only the 4 big ones. These things, which I'm going to take off just for the sake of balance. As you can see, these 4 bits in the show are drone units. Units designed to give support in any way of fashion. These things are mainly just ram into opponent with an energy blade. All of them. And you may be wondering where the other 8 are. Well, they're the mini ones. 4 of which are stored in the shield, as in when in the show he opened the shield up, releasing the 4. As you can see, these red bits that stick out, these are the Fang pieces. He also might have an additional 4 in reborn Gundams, cannons, them's armor, as in the 4 bits here. So let's go over opposability. Now let me say this. A huge step up from Reborn Cannon. First off, double ball jointed head, though on mine it's a bit stiff, may need to loosen that up a bit. His arms are fully freed up, so he can go all the way up, but due to the fact that these 2 are connected pieces, this kind of leads to, well, the shoulder sticking in it. Rotating arm, and also if you include the transformation switch, you can get a pretty okay gun pose. And also his shield, which is actually rather awkward in its placement. Like, okay, yeah, when you're putting on a transforming mobile suit that literally flips about and shows an additional form. So, yeah, arms pretty good, head's pretty good. I didn't talk about the waist. This waist spins, and he's got a pretty good ab crunch. Legs, well, the hips are the same as Reborn Cannons, but his legs, well, that's what you call bending, folks. And his feet are the same as well. So, a bit of a step up. So, you may be wondering what happened during the fight. This thing decimated. After Ario finished off his opponent, Reborn immediately released his drones, which took out Rios very quickly and managed to avoid the super soldier's ability to keep up with them. Reborn suffered major damage during its fight with Double O, losing its rifle, its right leg, and one of its back thrusters and Fang units. This thing was abandoned by Ribbons in favor of the O Gundam, which led to the true final battle against Exia R2, And before we go, I want to talk about one of the this. He has 2 beam sabers. These little sticks which you can attach a beam to. And in fact, just before I started this recording, I learned something. His hands can actually hold them. It utilizes a peg, of course, to hold them, which I got to say, pretty good. Didn't notice it till when I started this recording. Oh, great! Dropped it again. Dropped it. And he can hold his beam saber. Oddly enough, he wields it in the right hand. Most Gundams, unless they're dual wielding, wield it in the left hand. But, well, giant laser rifle. So, yeah. Let me say this. Be careful with this. There's a little... I would say this is more catered for intermediate people who have at least some experience with Gunpla. Since, because he has a lot of little tiny pieces, but that can be said about anything on the 144 scale, has not the best of balance in reborn mode, and generally, this fella's actually a pretty awesome mech. Capable of doing massive amounts of damage, and is just a generally alright mech, which, well, as pretty much one of the final bosses of the show, he has a pretty intimidating look. Just look. That's an intimidating face right there. So, there's something I just want to talk about. His boots. His boots are high-heeled. Now, most people think high-heeled boots are for women. Well, time for a bit of a history lesson. Did you know that some men actually used to wear high-heeled boots? This was the sign of being wealthy, as in, you are not a working man. consider what Reborn was representing. Reborn was representing Ribbon's arrogance. This was the mech that was supposed to be the mech which would make humanity great again. This would be the mech that would serve as the figurehead of the Innovades. And I gotta say, pretty intimidating. I wouldn't mind piloting myself if it weren't for the fact is that this thing only popped up for less than one episode. Yeah, as I said earlier, this fella only popped up for less than about half an episode. And he only managed to successfully destroy one Gundam unit and heavily damage another. Well, let me say this. That's actually pretty impressive for the show. Since because many of the Celestial B-Mechs were actually superior to the Innovate. So, okay, yeah, you did have some mechs which had awesome firepower and good shielding and, well, particularly used the fangs. Consider this mech doesn't have that much of good defense and can easily be disorientated. Further this into consideration, why does this thing have so many fang units? I'm just saying this mech has an exorbitant amount of fang pieces. It's not every day you see something like that. This thing is getting to fang units which kind of come close to mobile armor standards of fang units. Well, I guess this is what it was the Innovate's whole big thing of the fang units. At least two other the Innovate units had fang units. But overall, Reborn Gundam is a pretty good mech, suffering some bouncing issues, and, well, it basically shows the might of the Innovates. So I hope you enjoyed my video. If I'm not actually returning to full-time reviews, that's because I've got 2 Let's Plays going on right now. Please go and watch. Just go to my channel and have a look. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you all next time.